So the episode starts off with Arnold asking Mr. Drummond can he use his tape recorder. He tells him that he just gonna be using it to record some music off the radio or whatever. But no, his little bad ass takes the tape recorder and he immediately starts using it to record other people's conversations. Willis came home from his date at the movies and he was telling Arnold about how he was kissing the girl on the balcony. Then Arnold pulled out the tape recorder and played him back the audio. In the midst of this, Kimberly comes home from her ski trip. Y'all know Kimberly is Mr. Drummond's biological daughter, so that makes her Willis's and Arnold's sister through adoption. She come home from her ski trip and she met this boy there and she is sprung. His name Roger and that's all she can talk about right now. She starts telling everybody about Roger. She says that he has a little sister. She's 13 and him and his sister, they live in Manhattan, but still Kimberly feeling like she just might not never see him again. She feeling like it was just one of those moments that they just might never cross paths again. Then they get a phone call and it's Roger. So obviously she gave Roger her number while she was on the ski trip. I do think it was an episode where she went on the ski trip, but I binged this show so long ago that I don't even know. But obviously she gave the boy her number. Roger ended up telling her that him and his little sister in the neighborhood and they about to slide through, and of course Arnold is recording this conversation. Arnold ends up getting in a little trouble and Mr. Drummond tells him that it's not nice to be recording people's conversations like that because it's an invasion of privacy. Moving along, Emily and Roger end up showing up, but Roger still downstairs trying to find a parking lot, so Emily up in the house without them right now, and she meets Arnold and Willis, and Arnold and Willis are used to people like looking at them kind of funny because they're black and they're living with a white man and his daughter, so people do, and it's back in the day, so people looking at them like what's going on here. But Emily, she didn't look at them like that. Like they were surprised. They were asking her like you ain't got nothing to say, but she was just like, oh Kimberly, why you ain't tell me you had brothers? She didn't care about their skin color whatsoever, as it should be. They all start chopping it up and they end up on the topic of dancing, and Kimberly tells Emily that Willis is a real good dancer, and Kimberly end up asking Willis can he teach Emily how to Dougie, and he like, aight. Willis tells Emily that the radio is upstairs in him and Arnold's room, so that's where he decides to take her, and Arnold skedadded his bad little ass upstairs before they could and got under the bed with his tape recorder so he can record their interaction too. Meanwhile, Roger came on up in the house and Kimberly so sprung that she took her hair out of the ponytail and put on a whole new outfit for our boy. Roger and Emily started caking and he ended up telling her that he got this costume party coming up and he invites her to it. And she like, well, my little brother upstairs teaching Emily how to dance. And he like, well, it's cool. They can come too. So Kimberly ended up taking Roger upstairs to meet the little brother that's teaching his little sister how to dance, and they chop it up and it seemed all cool and fine and alright. Now, Willis and Kimberly go downstairs to get some food to bring back up to them. That's when Roger starts showing his true colors. He tell Emily like, I'm so sorry. I would have never suggested that you go to the dance with him if I had seen him first. Emily's still not picking up what her brother putting down. So she like, you seen him? He can dance, right? And he like, of course he can dance. He a monkey. He didn't say that. He said, of course he can dance. He black, but that's what I heard. Meanwhile, Anna's still under bed with this recorder. Roger telling Emily like, nah, you can't go to the dance with this boy. I don't like it and you know our mama not gonna like it, so we gotta come up with something else. Before the dance happen, you gonna tell him that you sick, you got a fever, and it's a temperature of 103, and you not taking this boy out the house into the dance with me? They leave the room. Arnold come out from under the bed and he conflicted. He know that if he tell them, Willis' feelings gonna be hurt and Kimberly heart gonna be broken because she think Roger's somebody that he really not. Time goes on and it's a few days before the dance and Willis and Kimberly trying on their costumes. Then it happens. They get a phone call. It's Emily and she telling Willis that she's sick, and Arnold like, with a temperature of 103, right? And they like, Arnold, how you know? Arnold tells Mr. Drummond like, I know you told me to stop doing this, but it's something I need y'all to hear. And he ended up playing them the recording of Roger telling the girl that she can't go to the dance with Willis because he black. Kimberly is devastated because she was in love with that boy. So now they sitting around and they figuring out what they gonna do about it. Mr. Drummond asking Kimberly what she gonna, like, what's her next move? And she like, I'm gonna tell Roger off. I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. But then they like, nah, simply just telling him off ain't enough. We need to do something else. We gotta make him feel it. The night of the dance rolls around and I'm guessing their plan is to shove the blackness in Roger's face because he's talking to Willis and Arnold and he says something to Willis about being strong and Willis like, yeah, probably from all that watermelon I've been eating. But like I said, I guess the plan is to really shove the Negro in his face. So this is Kimberly's costume now. This is how she comes down the stairs. They end up telling Roger that Kimberly is really black, that she's coming out the closet with her blackness, and they're trying to see what Roger gonna do with the situation. They asking him how does he feel about it, what does he think. They trying to bait him into coming out with who he is and amend to what he said behind closed doors. But Roger, he's still not trying to admit to what he said, so they end up having to go ahead and tell him like, hey boy, we got it recorded, we heard you. But even still, he's downplaying it. He's like, I'm just not comfortable around people who aren't my skin color. It's not what you guys think. I'm not racist. So Kimberly like, okay, since you're not prejudiced towards black people, you wouldn't care that I would go to the dance looking like this. But Roger not having it. Roger don't want that girl to come out the house behind him looking like this. So she end up having to show him to the door. Mr. Drummond ends up telling Kimberly like most people won't stand up to prejudiced people, so he's telling his daughter that he's proud of her for the stunt she pulled tonight. And that's basically how the episode ends. But wow,